It's another episode of You Got 10 Minutes with Nikki and Freddie, the show where we talk about whatever the hell we want to talk about.
That's right. That's right.
Man, we took the show in a way different direction last episode, so
we did. So we're gonna try to keep it a little lighter and less less about possible murder.
I know. Well, actually, I went to a murder mystery party. Speaking of murder.
Great segue, Nikki. You sound like somebody who works in radio.
Yeah, and segues are never my thing, actually, but I saw the opportunity and I took it.
Again, segues are not my thing either. I've always gotten dinged for my segues and transitions, but continue.
I know. I was like, do we really have to segue? Like, who cares? I can just switch it and it sounds fine. So anyways, I went to a murder mystery party yesterday with my friends. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't know if I wanted to go.
I've always heard about these murder mystery dinners and murder mystery parties, and I hear sometimes good things about it. But okay, so tell me, what was your experience like?
So she was supposed to take her husband, and now I know why he didn't go and was trying to get her to go with someone else.
Okay.
So,
all right.
First of all, it wasn't like a cheap ticket. It was like $65 for this thing.
Okay.
And
now, is it at a restaurant or is it like at a house, or how does it work?
So it's at a brewery, actually. But I've never been to this brewery before, so I think it was almost like a back room we were in. It was just us. It was about like 15 people. Okay. And I dressed in costume. My character, I was the gang leader. I rode a Harley and I was like a badass. I had my sunglasses on,
so
my leather jacket.
I like that. Okay,
I went all out. My friend, she was a weather personality. So she came all, dressed up in a skirt and,
So is that a thing you have to do? You kind of have to dress up so you can...
You're supposed to, but I walked through the door and hardly anyone had costumes on. I by far was people know me. I like to dress up.
Right.
I was like, there was like two people that were dressed up, and then because it was also / St. Patrick's, it was like a St. Patrick's celebration as well. So some people had green on, but no one was dressed up. And I'm looking around, and not to be mean, but I'm like, oh, I want to go. The minute I walked in, I wanted to walk right back out. There was a lot of older people there,
Okay.
60s, maybe even someone, like they're up there a little bit. And I don't know. I can kind of feel energy and feel people. And I'm like, I'm bored. I don't want to talk to these. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this.
Right.
But
you're not feeling it immediately. You clocked it and you're like, all right. Like maybe I made a mistake committing to this.
I realized something about myself too. I'm either on or off. There's kind of there a little bit, but there's no in between with me. I either enjoy talking to you and I'm going to yap your ear off and we're going to have fun and or I'm not feeling it and I kind of shut down and I don't want to be bothered. So I was in the don't bother me kind of phase.
Yeah.
But I'm there with my friend. So, and of course she gets all into this. Like I would have been happy. I would have been fine if we could have just sat there and talked. But my friend was really into this. And she had a really big part in this whole murder mystery thing. Everyone had a beef with her. Everyone was going up to her being like, oh, your dog like ate my cat. And, you did this and you stole that from me and you lied. And she was like the life of the party. Everyone had, something to say to her and was talking to her the whole night. And I'm just kind of sitting there. And I never go to things for the food, but I'm just like, well, I'm just going to eat. And I was just sitting there.
Okay.
I was eating my tacos and just sitting there. And then people come up to me and like I'm shoving food down my throat and they're like, oh, we see that. Okay, you're busy eating. We'll come back. I'm like, thank you. Okay, good. Leave me alone. Goodbye.
you put up like a mental wall around you because you're like, I'm just gonna eat. This is my zone now.
Yep. I was and it's so funny because I have a lot of dietary restrictions and we were emailing them.
I'm like, she's a foodie. Way to go.
I'm really not actually, but I turned into a foodie at this place because they were actually really sweet and it took a long time, but they made sure things were gluten-free and dairy-free. So I ate honestly more than I should. I was sitting there filling up while everyone else is like, talking and trying to figure out the mystery. and I don't even get to talk to my friend because she's off talking to the strangers. And we got people, it took place in Ireland. So there's one woman, she's all like doing like the what is it, the river dance. She was a river dance person. Right. And then we had another guy. They do this, like this is their hobby. They actually do murder mystery parties, and they put on accents. They go all out. And there was a lot of kind of theater people there, and not to be mean, but a little bit, not people I would normally hang out with if we're being honest. So
not your tribe.
Not my tribe. So I thought it was going to be way too obvious, but apparently they make it really obvious. My friend is the one who got murdered because everyone hated her, and everyone.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So someone escorts her to the bathroom, is like, okay, come with me right now. You need to come. And I'm like, oh shoot, they're going to kill her off. This is it. They're killing my friend off. And then, well, maybe I could go home. I'm like, if she dies, I think I could just go, right? So she goes in the bathroom and we hear screaming, and she comes out like all wrapped in that security, the caution tape that they put on crime scenes. And she has a whole monologue and she's loving this, a whole monologue she has to read, and she's acting like she's back from the dead or whatever, but then we have to figure out who killed her.
Wait, so there's you have to act things out as well.
Yeah. So I do have acting experience, but I felt way too lazy to try to do this.
You do have acting experience, that's right.
These people were going all out, coming up with all these backstories and ad-libbing and I had a couple lines, like they give you some ideas of some things you could say.
So people it's almost like an improvisation class as well.
Yeah. I'm like, what did I just walk into? You know what? It would have been fun if I knew everyone there. Like if it was all friends, like you and my friend, then it would be I think it would be fun. But because it was all these random older people, and I couldn't get into the story, but
right.
So I'm trying to stick it out, though. I was tempted to just get out of there since my friend was dead anyways. But I'm like, I'm gonna stick. And this is 3 hours long, Freddie. This is a long,
so your friend dies off. You think, all right, cool, time to get out.
Yeah.
But then she comes back taped up, and she has to be somehow resurrected again, or back from the dead, and do a
basically, she's giving clues, and people, So then I think they keep saying in some of the clues, like whoever killed this person must have some strong, upper body strength and this and that. And I'm like, oh, it's got to be the rugby player, but that's too obvious. Then there's someone who he had two broken wrists, but I'm like, is there some way he could have done because I'm thinking TV, the obvious answer, it can't be the obvious. Well, it was the obvious answer. It was the strong rugby player who ended up killing her. So, so then we're walking out, and my friend's like, how'd you like it? I'm like, yeah. It would be fun if it was all people I knew. And then
you're like, the tacos were good.
Yeah.
The tacos were good,
Yep. Yeah, the guac was actually really good too. I don't know, it wasn't as spicy. It was really good. So we're trying to, my friend and I are talking a minute because we didn't even get to talk for 3 hours. She was off yapping with everyone else, and then the people come out. And they keep talking. They don't want us to go. Then they're talking to us like, oh, you should come to the next murder mystery. And if you want to do them on your own, you can get a board game at the store. And they're going on. And I'm just like, oh my God. I'm like, I probably 20, 30 minutes went by. I'm like, I gotta go to work tomorrow. I'm sorry. I'm back. I'm like, I gotta go. I put my sunglasses, and it's night and we're standing outside. I put my sunglasses back on and I'm like backing up. Like, I gotta go.
But you know what? It was Nikki trying a new thing though. You were trying a new thing, and you were being a good friend by supporting your friend as well.
Yes.
Can I match your story?
Yeah. You got 10 minutes, Freddie.
Okay, my 10 minutes. Here we go. So first off, I too have acting credibility, as you probably don't even know.
No, tell us. No.
Well, you ever heard of a movie called Spider-Man?
Yes, of course.
Tobey Maguire.
I think I slept through that one. I remember falling asleep and watching.
Well, that's fine. That's fine.
I kind of watched it, but not really.
I was in the scene where the Green Goblin appears, but we can get into that one later. So first off, I got invited from a friend who I used to work with at another company. She invites me to what's called improvisational class. That's what a lot of actors do. And if I can briefly explain, I think you already know, but when you go to these improv classes, it's not so much learn how to be a comedian.
No.
It's, you get around in a circle or a table and you just start telling a story one by one, round you go. Everyone adds to the story, right? Or if you're
I gotta interrupt. I've taken years of acting classes. We never improv that way. Never did it that way.
Really?
No.
Which way did you improv?
So we would do a few different things. Sometimes we would just be in partners, like two people would
Right.
go
Okay.
up
So yeah,
and
we
do
did the
a
partner thing as well.
scene.
Yes.
We would do a lot of weird exercises, like where we got to look into each other's eyes and like be zoop, like just act stupid.
Okay.
And I don't know. It was always
See,
dumb
with this
shit.
one, we were at like a round thing or a table, and we kind of just. I think I don't know if it was like beginners or what, but so I never joined because I always felt like, well, okay, so yes, I know I'm new and a lot of people here are new, but I promise you, I will be the one person that stops the story because I can't think quick enough.
No.
And so I said, there's no way. I can't do it. And I said, and she said, but you should, Freddie, you should. So I'm like, all right, should I join or should I not join? And I went to go sit down. And it came my turn, and I said, I got to go to the restroom. I'll be right back. And I left, and I never came back in there. So
Freddie.
That was my one improv story. And I thought, I told myself, I said, Nikki, I highly respect people who can act, but that is not my thing. I just can't. I like the funny faces you got to make and the weird gestures you got to do to people in class, in front of the class.
But no, Freddie, see, this is the thing. You're not supposed to like put them on. You're not supposed to be like, oh, I'm going to make a scary face or I'm going to try. It's just you got to feel it. And what your face does, your face does, it just got to kind of come up in the moment. Just
right.
if you ever take a class.
Again, if I knew these people, it'd be different, but I don't know any of them. And they all seem very, Hollywood grandiose,
Yeah.
Second, what is that? Second Avenue, theater kids. Theater kids are their own people, man. I love them. I respect them, but I am not one of them. They were so brave in front of a classroom. And I'm like, how do you act that way in front of a class? Like, there's a girl I like there. I'm like, I'm not going to act this way in front of her. No, I'm good. I'm good.
You can't be afraid to make a fool out of yourself and act stupid. They say too, when you're doing improv, no matter what the other person says, you're just supposed to say yes. You're supposed to agree. That's kind of what keeps it going too.
Right,
so if I was like, Freddie, you just, speaking of murder, you just murdered someone, you'd be like, yes, I did. And I used, my knife or whatever.
Well, see, my mind overthinks, Nikki, and I start to branch off and it just stops me. And
that's the
I'm
thing.
Just like mouth open. I'm like,
you got to stop thinking. Don't think. Don't use that. Don't use the brain. Don't use the mind. But tell me about, we got to go back to, was it Spider-Man or Superman? Or one of the
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, yes.
Let me finish this one.
Yes.
So I was, I think I was in high school at the time. And I was in a class where it was broadcast class, right? So a small portion of our class got to be extras in the movie. So
nice.
we're sitting like in this crowd. And what they did with this crowd is they computer digitally replicated the crowd and made it bigger than it was.
Okay.
And so basically, when the Green Goblin appears, we're at a Macy Gray concert.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Okay.
And we got flags, and we're holding up flags, and we're putting our hands up in the air.
I try to say goodbye, and I choke.
Right.
That's
she was singing that song, and we were all worried because Macy Gray, she was like a Lauryn Hill at the time. Sometimes you wonder if she's going to show up or she's not going to show up. She was there, and we pulled it off. It was a very hot day in LA. And I think we were in the Paramount studio a lot for that one. But it was a lot of fun. And so, yes, that was my one time in a movie. I think I was in one more, but I can't remember.
You blocked it out, Freddie. They made you ad-lib or something, and that was it.
It was the Playboy one.